American Nomad News here, Darren Marchant speaking. And it is 44 degrees at 8:24. Thanks to the Brown Service Company sign, 8:24 a.m., 44 degrees Fahrenheit, and a bleak sky, the color bleh, very specific Pantone shade of okay, that's probably not the Pantone, but still. So I got up this morning from my little sleepy spot, and I got to thinking about how one of the challenges of having a YouTube channel, besides not having any ability to edit anything, is the files. They take so long to transfer onto YouTube, and there's like three parts to the transfer process. First, you select 15 or less files, because they don't want you to upload more than that at a time. But you can just keep adding them as it hits 100% on that first cycle. You can just keep adding them. But then there's this processing thing, and it's a little inconsistent. Sometimes it shows a percentage number that rapidly goes up to like 80-90%, and then changes to a third processing label that is a little quirky, and you wonder whether you can shut it down, whether you can put a new chip in. See, I've got several of these little micro SD cards, and they're several megs a piece, and they're the size of my fingernail, which is great for portability. It really is. I like them. They're basically a thumb drive without all the accoutrement, to hold it all together and make it slightly bigger. I find the micro SD cards actually to be superior, because you can pack so many of them in a little tiny space. Somebody suggested I get a portable hard drive, and I thought about that, but I wasn't ready for that. And on hindsight, it probably would have been a good idea. But YouTube has a lot of file quirkiness to it. It's really hard to upload the files. It takes a long time sometimes. When I was at Mom's house, and there was a lot of disagreement with Dina, either the bandwidth was really low, or Dina was doing some stuff at night to make sure something was running all the time. Because they would take hours to upload a 15-minute video. Just hours. And here at the libraries, they load up pretty quick, but then the libraries have a much bigger bandwidth. Mom doesn't understand computers, and she controls the finances for that area. So there's a few things about those that kind of get in the way of effective management of data for everybody. Society has made data necessary, that you don't succeed unless you manage your data. And we're new to that idea, and a lot of people are not very good at it. That's why we have things like this crazy idea of identity theft. If you'd gone back in the Wayback Machine and asked some people about identity theft, they'd be like, what do you mean identity theft? Impersonation? No, identity theft, where your body is separate from the activity of your data, which is how things are today. You can go online and type in a bunch of numbers and affect someone else's finances. You can reach right into their wallet and pull out their money from 5,000 miles away. And I saw that before when there was a fiasco on somebody's phone bill. I forget who it was. They had like a $5,000 phone bill or $2,000 phone bill or something. Turned out to be some dude in Europe who had hacked the phone system and made it auto dial all kinds of stuff to do his hacking stuff. And he was charging other people for the phone calls. Just random, whatever the computer could come up with, it would charge him. And this one person, I forget who they were, they got this huge phone bill, and they had to point out to the phone company that all of these calls were originating from somewhere that they'd never been. So, there's that. But I'm starting to get a hang on how to manage these files. One is I have no reliable way to save them in my life. Uploading them to the cloud or to, someone else is not reliable. And so I have to kind of write them off. Say these are moments that I can record and they either stay on YouTube and I keep the account or I lose the account. But until can't see the guy. He's not even looking. Always try and get their attention. People are crazy when they drive. 20 minutes we got. 6 minutes. We're doing good. Okay. So there's that. And then there's the fact that the way that they upload into the list it's very strange. You can't control the order in which you view them on your stock page where you've got your stock video. The ones that you're still editing, the pieces you decide not to distribute, all that kind of stuff. You can't control them the way you would normally control a file system. Now, if I had a server at home and I was hosting my own website and all of that, then those file systems are readily available and could easily be used, especially in open source. But YouTube, due to its universal, mutual person-to-person relationship, having that kind of setup is actually a little harder. I can see a potential for an open source version peer-to-peer, an open source peer-to-peer alternative to YouTube that actually fulfills editing and hosting and distributing and all these kinds of things, so that you could search other people's peer-to-peer hosted, versions of the same thing in the same format, so you know where you're going, and people get to just, share their videos. But I currently don't have the programming skills to do that, and I'm way behind the mark on that. Maybe AI someday will come along and in such a fashion that I won't have to actually know how to program, and I can just tell the computer what I want. This is Darren Marchant with American Nomad News, heading into the community center to thankfully use their bathroom and wash my face and hands. Thank you for viewing my video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And please, I want criticisms. I want constructive criticism of my editing inability and all those kinds of things. I would like to be able to monetize these videos. I'd like to know what the applaud feature is and how do you get that in there. But I'm not even getting very many likes. and I have only like 22 viewers, so I need a lot more viewers somehow. Got to figure that out. Thank you very much. Signing off.